Hi guys, welcome to my preview of Menangle tonight on Friday the 27th of March. Looks like a good 8-race program. I'm pretty keen on these races actually, so let's get stuck straight into it. Race 1 tonight's over 2,300 metres. All these horses raced against each other last week over the mile, so there mightn't be quite as much pace on this week, which should suit number 9 Mark Dennis. It led last week. It ran something stupid like 25.7 its first quarter. They ended up running under 152. Needless to say, it fell in a hole at the end and still only got beat under 10 metres. I think it can get a softer lead today. I can't see Courage to Rule wanting to take it on again this week. It may even go back for mine. So for mine, I think 9 Mark Dennis can get a soft lead, and it doesn't mind the 2,300, and it looks like it's sort of nearing a win, I think. And Elchin showed his hand last week by declaring that it was going to lead, and I think today it looks like a decent bet. Number 6, ZENABLE. It's a very good horse, this one. It's going very well. It's been around the money lately. It's a sit sprinter. Needs a bit of luck, but it can be flying home late. Number 2, Easy Days, is an interesting customer here. It's been 50 or 100 to 1 its last few starts, but it finally showed something last week. It was climbing all over the back of him in the same race. When it ran 6th, it probably could have run 3rd or 2nd if it had got a clear run. Might head for the pegs again here, but it'll be getting home hard, I think. Number 5, COMPTON, again, had its chance last week. It's a sit sprinter. It ran 3rd, but Western Rockstar basically was too good for it, and it was really set up for it, COMPTON again. It might be just a bit overrated, or this might be its grade, so I think it can run 4th. Courage to Rule, I'm leaving out. It had it was in the suicide battle early on there, but it still got a bit of a run at the end, and it ran 4th. And for mine, it's drawn wide. It's not flying at the moment, so I can leave it alone. Godsend is only going okay. El Rama will probably run on, and it could run first 4, but it really struggles to win at this grade. And Alchemy went pretty good last start in the death seat as well. But for mine, I'm pretty keen on 9 Mark Dennis tonight in race 1. We go to race 2. It's an interesting race, this one. Number 6, Compton Street. Comes down from Queensland with pretty good form. 1, 2 in a row there, and then last time was 6 behind Majestic Mac, and we know how good that horse is going at the moment. The lead might be there tonight for this horse, and you can get $7 or something out there at the moment, so that looks pretty good odds for me. Number 5, CRACKAHEINY. Once this horse hits form, it usually stays in form, and it's 1, 2 in a row. Sit sprinter, it might be suited by the 2,300 here. It will need speed on, but it'll be getting home very hard. It's going pretty well, this one. Number 3, GLENFERRIE Hood. It's always around the money, and it really had its chance last week, though. It sat behind the leader, got a split, only ran 4th. For mine, it's not going as good as it has been, and if it gets under just stupid odds, you can take it on, but it's definitely a place chance. And number 8, Bold Life, consistent as ever. It drew where it loves it last time on the pegs, and it got the split and was too good for probably an easier field than this, but this guy's going to be running on strong at the end of it. He's such a consistent horse. On the agent's going pretty well. The step up to 2,300 probably won't hurt it. Rykoff Lees was pretty disappointing last start when it sat behind the leader and really did nothing. Diva's Delight doesn't look to be going good enough, and Snap to It I think is destined to be an MO for its life, for the rest of its life, and it definitely won't be changing tonight. Over 2,300 and from barrier 10. But for mine, Compton Street, if you can get $4 or $5, there's $7 out there as I speak, but if you can get $4 or $5 tonight, it's definitely worth a bet for mine. Race 3 comes around, and for those that have been watching my preview know I'm such a high opinion of this horse, number 10, Imaguchi Girl. It's drawn terribly here. It won 2 in a row before 2 starts ago. 6th went on the fence and it still hasn't got out. Last week it flew home for 2nd behind Par's Ultimate Delight. They just walked in front, and Tritton's horse there just got away with murder. It was a huge run again. There's not many going better than this horse at the moment in New South Wales, and Toddy McCarthy will have to get it to the extreme outside. Probably on the home turn here, but Jesus is going to be finishing it off, and there's no superstars in this race, and something better be going pretty good to beat it. Number 3, Blue Pointer. I think it's had 3 starts in New South Wales now from Tasmania, and it's been all around the money. They sent it back last time, which was a bit unusual for me, but I think it might go more forward here tonight, and it looks like a little sneaky bet here. Everything looks like the danger. Number 1, STUNIN Banner. It's just a horse for mine. It's drawn barrier 1. It'll get every chance on the rails, but needs to step up here to beat the number 10 here. And 8, Liberalitus, it'll be coming home hard for Penella. It always runs a good race, but it is a risk of not scoring up or something like that, but it will be running on. Others in the race, Dealer's only going okay. 4th or 5th probably best for it. Lark Rise is only going okay. Grenfell Miss has drawn the car park here, so for mine, they're going to have to be going pretty well to beat Imaguchi Girl. We come to race 4. It's another interesting race here. 2 standouts in this race, numbers 9 and 10, but I'm going to go with number 9, Jolly DRYDEN. Has good gate speed. it won a couple in a row, and then its last 2 runs have actually been better than when its wins were. It ran 3rd in the death seat in flying time 2 starts ago, and then last week, for some reason, Pizzuto wanted to get into war with his stablemate here, and it basically cost this horse the win. I think it can get over to the death seat here, number 9, Jolly Dryden, and if they run the 152, 153, it can do that in the death seat, or it might even take a trail in the 1x1, and I think it looks like a decent enough bet at sort of $3 or $4. 10, Mr. Bling will be favourite here, I'd say, but I think it's only just as equal a chance as the 9. It's going very well, don't get me wrong, it's had 4 placings from its last 5 starts in very good form races. Those 2 look like the standouts here. Number 6, Modern Dancer's going pretty well. It's run 2 ripper placings flying home in its last 2 starts here after having soft runs, and it needs to get a soft run here again to be up with these top 2, but if it does, look out for it late. Same can be said with Crackerjack Joe, but it's now had 10 starts at the track without a win, and it's not getting any easier for this one. It did fly home for 3rd last start in a good run, but I think first 4s are as good as it can expect again. Leaving out number 8, Cheval Charette, which is flying around Newcastle at the moment for Tritton. This is a different story coming to town, and it's going to have some pressure there. Miami Dream went pretty good at Newcastle as well last start, and it's a hope for first 4s. But I think there's a standout 1st and 2nd here, numbers 9 and 10. We go to race 5, and it's the first of my best bets for the night. I'm really keen on number 5, Just CALA, tonight. Breeders' Crown winner, taking its time to get back to form. Finally showed it when it went to Goulburn last start, and it beat a pretty good field, and it sort of rounded him up and just went away from him. I think this mare's now in form, and I think it'll be very hard to beat. From the other informed mare here, number 7, Miss Artistic Tara, it's won 6 out of its last 7. You can't deny winning form. These 2 look to fight it out again. They went back on this one last time, which is different for it, and it still managed to fly home and win in 153 and something. So Just CALA will have its work cut out for it, but it's going 7's going pretty well too, Miss Artistic Tara. For 3rd, 6, the Empire's Sister, it's down in class tonight, and it can show gate speed and get outside the leader here and probably get a trail. And number 10, Ocean Diva's going very well. It's placed at its last 5 starts, but it's drawn the car park here, and for some reason Ponsonby's got the drive over Gav, so I'm not sure what's going on there with the Fitzpatrick pair. Leaving out number 3, Good Time Stride, it's just an enigma for me. I cannot catch it. It won here 4 starts ago in flying time, and in its last 3 starts, it's ran pretty well for 3rd, 2nd and 4th, but there's some good horses here that are going to be running this one down. It'll be out in front for a long way, and it could be a good back to lay horse, but for mine, I'm leaving it out. Gypsy Babe went well last time. I think April Fool's Day came to work early for it because it finally managed to break through. And others here, better believe it'll run on late, but Freedom had its chance last week, but I think I'm pretty keen on Just CALA tonight. We come to the main race of the night, and for some reason I've come up with number 4, Mark Alert. It's a very even race, but it's 4th up from a spell tonight. It loves the distance, it can show gate speed, and it finished its race off pretty well last week against all these type of horses. I think it's primed 4th up here tonight, and look, this one might be going okay. Number 6, FREYBERG, ran 2nd in the same race last week, sat 1x2 or something like that, and finished it off very well, but Mark Alert was right next to it. Number 5, Gaius Caesar, had to go to the death seat last week with Lauren on board. Back with Binskin on tonight, it's a little bit of a negative, but it's going pretty well, Gaius Caesar, and it can definitely plug away for 3rd. And BLAZIN and CULLEN, well, it ran 4th in the Interdominion final, so it's the class horse of the race. Could only manage 3rd in the Young Cup behind Frith, but Frith's going pretty well, as we all know. It's definitely in there tonight. And for others, a bit of a legend, I'm leaving it out. I think it needs a spell for mine. It's just not going well enough. And the 3 mares, Rathmore Lady, Par's Ultimate Delight, and Tact Haley's Delight, well, the 2 and 3 are going pretty well. Par's Ultimate Delight won well last start, and Tact Haley's Delight is flying, but they're both way up in class here. Global View, disappointing last week when it could only manage 3rd after leading. It's been going better than that, so maybe to forgive that run. But I don't mind number 4, Mark Alert, tonight. We come to race 7. This is my best of the night. Number 10, I've Got a Life. He won on Interdominion Day when it went around to the death seat, and it won in 150.7 or something. We know the track was on fire that day, but that's still a huge effort. Last week it went around to the death seat again, and Roger Ramjet was leading, and that's a pretty nice horse. It actually got its nose in front halfway down the straight, and then just had enough in pretty good time of 153. There's no Roger Ramjet here tonight, so I think I've Got a Life. Again, similar tactics will get around to the death seat and be too good. 9, Magic Oats. Ran 4th in that race last week, 1st up from New Zealand. I think it needs a little bit of work, probably needs to have a look at the track. It will improve tonight, don't get me wrong, it'll be coming home hard at the end. And number 3, Let Us Rip Reader, it's going ordinary at the moment, but it looks the leader, and there mightn't be too much pressure here. If it gets back to when it was running in the against the Chariots type horses, it's a real chance here, but geez, it needs to get back on track. They look like a clear top 3. For 4th, you're looking at horses like 6, TRALEE, BROMAC, which is consistent. 7, Dreams is going well. Home 3. But for mine, number 10, I've Got a Life is my best of the night. We come to the lucky last, and there's no better trotter going around at the moment in New South Wales than on Thunder Road. Fantastic win last week when beautifully driven by Hancock. He went around to the death seat, pulled it back, lobbed the 1x1, and then just went bang in the straight. That was over the mile, which is unsuitable for this horse. Admittedly, this is back to the standing start here, but 2 starts ago it ran 4th in a Group 1 from the tapes. So I think this one has definitely improved. The distance will suit it. It'll be running on, and for mine, it's one of the top 2 here. Number 7, Our Over and Over was the horse that ran 2nd to on Thunder Road last week, and it was a great run. It loves the standing start, this one, and the distance, and it'll probably be in front of the 8 and giving it something to chase. It might even get to the lead here, or outside the leader, and it's clear 2nd pick for mine. Edge Hill really going through its grades beautifully, this horse, and it ran 3rd to these top 2 last week. It'll be loving the 2300 and running on very late, and is a definite each way chance. And number 6, Donaldson, it led him up against the same horses here and ran 4th last week. Likes the tapes, and it'll be out probably in front, but I think it doesn't quite have the class of the top 3. Altoriana and Idle Lee are going pretty well. They can definitely run top 4. Bad Habit, I'm sacking it after last week. It needs to start improving again. I think it's lost all form. But for me, it's 8, 7, 3 and 6. We come to the quad, and leg 1 we're having numbers 5, 6 and 7. The second leg 3, 4, 5, 6 and 9. The third leg 3, 9 and 10. And we'll finish with 3, 7 and 8. And $135 to get you that 100%. Good luck, and for all Ben's best every day, don't forget to go to racebook.com. That's www.racebk.com. Thanks a lot. Have a good night.